take their meds happens all the time. If it's a medication that people take more than once a day, the non-compliance rates are much higher.
So I'm at my friend's house now, and Betty, she seems okay. She's very, very tired. You know, if you look at her here on the floor, she's very. She doesn't made any noise, or she just looks really, really tired. And she's on various medication, antibiotics, painkillers, and she had that pyometra, the operation. You know, for the next 24 hours, you know, see how she goes. She's not eating anything. I have to physically put things into her mouth and deep into her throat, and then massage her throat to make things go down. She's drinking water, so that's a good thing. She's thirsty. But she's just been lying there. She's been lying here all day. Sally's very energetic. And she's been eating. But Betty, poor Betty, if I tap her, she doesn't move. Alright, she's moved her ear. That's a good thing. I have to keep checking her because sometimes I think her ear, her belly's not moving. Okay, she just moved now. Okay, that's really good. She's just like really, really dead tired. Because obviously she had the operation yesterday. And what they did is they took out, I think, 3 kilos of, you know, I don't know, uterus, you know, whatever that area, and pus. And it should be about, they told me it should be about 50 grams or 100 grams, I don't know, 50 grams maybe. But for it to be so full and for it to be 3 kilos, it must be full of pus. So, yeah, and this is what it looked, they sent me a photo, this is what it looked like. So anyway, that's what Betty had taken out of her. And yeah, I was worried, you know, that night, you know, yesterday night, and I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep mainly because of this I was sleeping on the sofa here, and the aquarium makes so much noise I couldn't sleep all night. Well, anyway, that's the least of my worries. Yeah, the bill was for £4,000. £4,000. And I think they're going to give some money back. They said that we should pay £4,000, and then, you know, whatever, like if she stays in the hospital every night, it will be like £200 or £300 every night. But she only stayed one night in the hospital. So she had the operation on last night. You see, I came here to spend some time with my friend, and I brought Sally and Betty. The last time I spoke to you guys, I was at the vet near where we live, and they said, okay, keep an eye on her, give her these antibiotics and painkillers, and they gave an injection of maybe antibiotic and what is it, anti-inflammatory or something like that. But that kind of, it didn't work because she wasn't eating, but she seemed okay. But then when I was sitting down here on the sofa with my friend watching the computer, I saw her trembling, and that was weird. She was trembling, and I thought there's something wrong here, because she never trembles. And her belly was shaking, her body was shaking like this. So I thought, no, there's something wrong. So we contacted the vet, but it's like about an hour and a half away, and it would have been too late. And so they said, find the vet in your local area. So my friend rang, and she rang a local vet, and we went there. They did an ultrasound yesterday. Did an ultrasound. Yeah, they found that it's pyometra. It was basically, the ultrasound showed that it was full. And when they saw on the ultrasound, they said, uh-oh, yeah, this is not good, because it seems to be an infection that it can be fatal and can spread to the body, inside the body, called sepsis or other problems. Yeah, so I was in the room, and they said, you know, it will cost at least the price went up. It was 2,800, and then 3,500, and then they said, just give us you give us 4,000 and then we'll take away, just in case she needs to stay in the hospital overnight. And then I just walked out of the room. I was almost crying, and I needed to get some fresh air. Like, one nurse came out, or whoever, some veterinary assistant, and she said, "Oh, it's okay, don't worry, because it can be fatal, but she's only seen 2 fatalities when she's been working there, so Betty has a good chance of surviving because she's not that old, and the only 2 fatalities were spleen related." So it kind of made me feel better, but the money, I couldn't save her. I don't have £4,000. They needed money there and then. So I contacted her indoors and I said, I need money to save her. I need the money tonight. So she said she hasn't got any money. So I said, the only thing I have is my car, and I have to sell it. I need to give it away to someone, sell it and get that £4,000. I decided to sell my car to my friend. She's brilliant. If I think about it, some people might say, "Oh, it's only money." It's not only money. She's saved. Hopefully, she'll be okay, Betty. Because she's still not that well. If you look at her, it doesn't move at all. She's just in this position all the time. Like, almost all the time. She hasn't moved. I know she needs to rest, but I don't like to see her just not moving at all. I keep checking to see if her belly's moving, what her breathing is like. So I have to bring her tomorrow to have the post-op appointment. That's a lot of bloody money. And yet, as I was saying, if I didn't have this angel of a woman, she's just like an angel, really. You know me, you know what I'm like. I'm not one of these guys these woke guys that simps that love women and say all good things about women. No. In fact, some people might say I'm a misogynist or woman hater. I'm not. I've had a rough time. My thoughts on some types of women might be really negative. Yeah, I know. And I'm sorry about that, but it's just the way I am. And a lot of men are bitter. You have to understand why men are bitter. They've had bad experiences. I don't expect to be bitter all the time. That's not good. But anyway, if it wasn't for her, Betty would be dead. Because there's no way I would have found £4,000. Where the fuck am I going to find £4,000? And £4,000 immediately. It's not as if, okay, give me a week to find £4,000. No. Like my friend was saying, she made a good point. Vets and the vet assistants, I know it's a business, but would they have said, no, we can't save her unless you have the money up front? Wow. Imagine if that was the case. Then, would they have let an animal die because I didn't have the money there and then? Bloody hell. Because lots of vets, do this because they love animals. So that's a good question, isn't it? Would they have let an animal die because the person didn't have money there and then? I would say no, but it's a business, so... I shudder to think what would have happened if I didn't meet this lady. She had to, take money out of her account. She didn't have enough money in her account. She had to move money from some maybe savings account or whatever into that account. So I saw the money that she spent. I said, "You have my car now." She didn't want it. And I said, no, it's only fair. And when I sell the house, I can buy the car back from her, because she knows that car is important, because I bought that with my dad. I went with my dad to buy this car in London. So I said, obviously don't sell the car or anything, give it back to me. When I have the money, I'll give you the money back. So it's a transfer, she holds onto the car basically until I sell the house, and then she can have, I will give her back the money. If it was anybody else, maybe they wouldn't trust me or believe me or whatever. So she is a really good person. She's going through chemotherapy, and she's not that well at the moment. I mean, she's well because the cancer's reducing, but I think she's struggling with the diet. Keeping on a raw vegan diet is bloody difficult. I would find it difficult. Coffee enemas, certain supplements, doing exercise, meditation. It's a full-time job. And then when you do chemo, you don't feel like doing anything. You have that chemo brain, you forget things, You might get anxious, you might get angry, worried, tiredness. So you don't want to do all these things. So I have to try and make it easier for her. I mean, I tell her to keep going because she's done so well. And it's the end of the 12 weeks for chemo. The lump isn't there. It's literally not there now. And I touched it before when we first started, and she made me feel it, and it was scary, really scary. It was like a starfish, like hard and jagged. I've never felt what a cancer would feel like. It was scary, like a rock hard and jagged edges. It was like a spidery kind of thing, weird. Now, when you just press, nothing, absolutely nothing. At least nothing on the surface. But if you press deep, you can't feel nothing. So that's brilliant. The oncologist said it's really surprising how fast it's reduced. But the oncologist doesn't really believe in diet or, anti-angiogenic foods or anti-inflammatory, antioxidant foods, and doing the coffee enemas, a little bit of fasting, meditation. All these lifestyle factors. If you put them together, I don't think they believe that it would actually work to affect the cancer in any way. So they can think what they want, but so she's going to have a scan in a few weeks' time, and I'm sure the scan will show like almost zero. And I think they're going to do immunotherapy or continue with immunotherapy. I think she won't be cancer clear because you have to. I think it's 5 years until you have a cure. They can call it a cure. She'll be in remission. But the problem is cancer stem cells, all those seeds, so she has to continue. That's, I think, could be the most dangerous part when you think you're free and you start, people start, I don't know, going back to their old life, stress, smoking, drinking, whatever people do that's bad for them, chocolate, crisps, junk food, takeaway, whatever, fried food, meats, and I mean, meat maybe is okay if you're doing just carnivore or just keto maybe. But but she's an angel. She's an angel for helping. I mean, in the eyes of Betty, if she could understand, she is an angel. She just saved her life. And me, as her dad, I wasn't able to save her life. I wouldn't have been able to save her. I would have been in such a situation where that would have been devastating. And she's taking that away from me. And she's upstairs sleeping because she's ill. And I sleep here on the sofa. I said something funny to her when she was there with me. And I thought she was upset, but she wasn't really upset. She had her own bloody problems with brain fog and chemo sucking out your bone marrow, affecting bone marrow, and causing anemia. She had to have a blood transfusion because of the chemo, because her neutrophils were so low. So maybe that's why she was really groggy, wasn't feeling good. But I said to her that you have to be careful what you ask for, because you might just get it. What she asked for, she prayed to God, and she said, lead me to someone who needs my help or who I can help. And that's what happened. She prayed for that, and she met me. And then after a week, she was diagnosed with cancer. I've had difficulties in this period, and she's helped me. And the biggest one was this one here with Betty. But also she's helped me just for helping me to have some space, I come here for 2 days a week, and not only do I feel mentally better, but I feel, I can not be myself, but I can be more relaxed, and she doesn't judge me, or maybe she does, but she doesn't say anything. We all judge, don't we? She's a nice person, and basically she cleans the house. There's not that I know of, no mold here. It's not dirty, it's not untidy, there's no dust, no dampness in the house, and no stress. Even the dogs are sleeping, they're so relaxed and chilled out. There's no dog dander or hairs, but that's because there's only 2 dogs here. But I feel my allergies, when I come here, they're gone. Or they go down maybe 70% or something like that, 80%. Maybe because I look after when I come here, I eat less junk because there's less access to junk. Maybe because I'm more relaxed, or maybe because other triggers, there aren't these other triggers like mold, like dust, like dog dander, like stress, you know. So maybe that's the reason. I don't know, but she's given me that opportunity to leave that stressful situation, or mentally and physically stressful situation on myself, on my body, in my mind. Yeah, so yeah, that's what's going on. She's just sitting there like that and not, I don't know if you can see, she's just lying there and just not staying in that same position. But it is nice and warm in here. Even Sally is just conked out. Yeah, so that's what's been going on. Yeah, so this is what I do on the weekends. Sometimes it's Thursday, Friday. Sometimes it's Saturday and Sunday. I used to come Saturday and Sunday, but I want to spend time with my son and my daughter on Saturday and Sunday. So I changed it to Thursday and Friday. But the problem is she has chemotherapy, my friend, on Monday, and she doesn't really recover until the weekend. So before I used to see her Saturday and Sunday, she was chirpy, she was happy. But now when I see her Thursday and Friday, she's all groggy and she has that brain fog and chemo brain. But I say to her, that's okay, don't worry. You know, I don't mind her chilling out here downstairs. You go and sleep. You do what you have to do. And, you know, I help her cook food. You know, do the things that I'm good at, cooking food and setting goals. You know, we can do some meditation together or some Tai Chi and goal setting, watching some funny videos, just doing positive things and doing HIIT exercise, HIIT, high intensity interval training. But on Thursdays and Fridays, she doesn't feel up to anything. I have to hope that she does it during the week and prod her and push her to do it. But you can't push someone when they've got brain fog and they're tired. I suppose I kind of say to her, you hate me for this, but I have to push you. But there's a balance, isn't there? You have to tiptoe around, stressing them so much that it's going to affect their immune system, inflammation or whatever, and then, or stressing them just to a point where they do something that's, you know, it's going to create something, a good situation in their body, a hormetic response or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. I was just looking down here. She bought these toys for Betty and for Sally. Yeah, so that's what's been going on at the moment. Betty seems okay, so I'll just leave it at that. I'm going to give her some, I gave her today, she didn't eat anything, just a little bit of chicken. But she didn't eat it. I put it next to her, she didn't eat it. I had to cut with my hands, break a tiny piece and put it down her throat and then massage her throat, and then she swallowed it. And then I gave her also the same way, I gave her a big antibiotic tablet and then painkiller and some kind of anti-inflammatory. Oh, she's up now. Betty, you're up now. Betty. Good girl. Good girl. You're groggy, aren't you? Good girl. Yeah. You want some water? Yeah? Yeah, that's good. I think she wants water, so I'm going to go and try and give her water. Or maybe bring it to her. But I want her to walk there. So I'll tell her to go and get some water. Maybe I'll tell her to go outside to do a pee-pee. They didn't really allow me to have the dog until she did a pee. So they were trying to make her do a pee and they couldn't, so they called me. So I went over there. Like I took her out within 1 minute, 2 minutes, she did a long pee, so they were happy about that. It's just like human beings, they won't release you until you fart or do a pee or a poo or something, because, you know, they don't want things to back up. I think that's the reason. Well, anyway, that's what's happening at the moment. Betty's on the mend. Yeah, it costs £4,000. So expensive. You know, I have to think about getting some insurance, pet insurance, when I sell the house. I think I was told it's something like 40 to £50 or something per dog when they're young. When they're older, it's like £70 per dog. So you either pay that or you just save up that money every month, and, you know, as a nest egg. And if and when you need it, take it out for that purpose. But you have to have that money coming in, don't you? You have to have that money saved up. Well, anyway, yeah. So that's the story at the moment. And see you guys next time. Bye. She seems to be eating now, so I'm really happy about that. Come, Betty. You ate your last bowl. Eat that. Fantastic. Look at that. Good girl. I'm happy to see that. Wow. Yeah, it's not for you. That's not for you. That's for your mummy. Well done, Betty. Yeah, well done. Good girl. You're eating all your food. I like that. Good girl. Oh, you look really tired, don't you? Oh, my goodness. Go on, eat. Good girl. She's starving. She hasn't eaten for about a week, properly. That's really wonderful. Fantastic. I knew you'd make it. You're a strong girl. Very good. Now all you need to do is a nice poo later on. Yeah, good girl. Yeah, Daddy's going to give you some more. Here, come on. There's a little. Oh, okay, you don't want that one. You want it from the bowl, okay. Good girl. Yeah. Oh. She still looks miserable though, but yeah, that's good. And you could have your food later on. I wanted to say thank you for your prayers for people who prayed for Betty and myself and all of us. Thank you very much. I think they helped because that night, I didn't really pray much. I prayed once. I thought about her and then I was just having bad thoughts, I didn't know what was going to happen. Anyway, I think she'll be okay. This is the first 24 hours after the operation, so I have to keep an eye on her. She looks really, really drowsy, really knackered. And yeah, the old girl. Alright, bye. So I'm going to show you where she was cut, the incision. Alright, Betty, she's waiting patiently. Yeah, good girl. So here it is. This is the cut. It's from here. I'm not going to touch it. From there all the way there. Oh, that's a long thing. Alright, baby. Good girl. Yeah, you're really brave. Fantastic, aren't you? Eh? She needs a lot of TLC now. I've been neglecting her. Well, not neglecting, but not spending time. Yeah, let me clean your boogie. Let me clean that for you. Good girl, good girl. You're a really good girl. Good girl. Good girl. You see, you're the young girl, Sally. One day you'll be the old girl like Mummy. Now you're playing with your toys. You have to look after Mummy. I have to look after Mummy as well. And then she'll look after me. She's lost weight. She's about 32 kilos. Dave, her son, is about 40 kilos. So she has to put a bit of weight back on. Slowly but surely. Yeah, she just wants to sleep now. Okay, you sleep. I'm happy she ate just now she ate the chicken. So that's a really good thing. She ate the chicken, she wasn't eating anything. So there's only, tomorrow morning I have to go and have that post-op appointment and then see what they say. And obviously I have to keep her clean. I'm going to keep her in my room, and I'm going to look after her and make sure all those troublemakers, they don't jump on her or play around with her. She's got that thing, look at this, look. See this thing to put around her neck, so she doesn't bite the how do you call it, the stitches. But I'm worried that other dogs don't lick the stitches or bite the stitches, so I'm going to keep her away from everyone apart from Sally. Yes, you. Okay, signing off, see you later. Bye.